What is depth of field for camping photography? Imagine standing in a beautiful park or campground, camera in hand, trying to capture the perfect shot. Have you ever wondered how some photos make everything look sharp from the foreground to the distant mountains? That's where understanding depth of field comes into play. Depth of field is the part of your photo that appears in focus. It helps you decide what is sharp and what is softly blurred. In camping photography, knowing how to control depth of field allows you to tell better stories with your pictures. If you want to highlight a wildflower close to your camera, you might want a shallow depth of field. This makes the flower stand out sharply while the background blurs softly, drawing attention to your subject. To do this, you need to use a wide aperture, which is a small number like f/.8. The wider the aperture, the shallower the depth of field. On the other hand, if you want to capture a sweeping landscape with your tent, trees, and distant mountains all in focus, you need a deep depth of field. This is achieved by using a smaller aperture, like f/16 or f/22. A small aperture lets in less light but increases the range of sharpness from the foreground to the background. When shooting wide scenes, it's also helpful to use a wide-angle lens. These lenses naturally give you a deeper depth of field, making it easier to keep everything in focus. Focal length also affects depth of field. Longer lenses like telephotos tend to have a shallower depth of field. This means only a small part of the scene will be sharp, which is great for isolating a subject. Wide-angle lenses, which are shorter, give a larger area in focus, perfect for capturing the whole campsites or scenic views. Distance from your subject matters too. The closer you are, the shallower the depth of field becomes. For close-up shots of insects or plants, expect a blurred background. But when you are farther away, more of the scene stays sharp. In parks and campgrounds, controlling depth of field helps you craft images that tell your outdoor story. Want to focus on a campfire with the forest softly blurred behind? Use a wide aperture and get close to your subject. To photograph the entire scene, from your tent to the horizon, use a small aperture and a wide-angle lens. Focus about a third into the scene to get maximum sharpness from front to back. This technique is called hyperfocal focusing. Remember, depth of field isn't a strict line but a gradual transition from sharp to blurry. Even within the sharp zone, some parts will be clearer than others. This natural softness adds depth and dimension to your photos. So, mastering how to control depth of field lets you decide what parts of your outdoor scene stand out and what recede into softness. Whether you want to highlight a tiny flower or capture the vastness of a mountain range, understanding this simple concept makes your camping photos more striking and meaningful.